Hello, I'm Jerry Smallwood, and welcome to Apix Entertainment's Spotlight on our July release, Mercy. There's been a lot of talk lately about independent films. It's been called the Year of the Independent, and recently at the Academy Awards, independent films swept the awards. I think this is because the public has developed a taste for edgier, grittier films, the kind of films that a whole new generation of filmmakers are bringing to the screen with their own unique vision. Apix Entertainment is proud to release on home video a film called Mercy that was written and directed by one of the brightest talents in the industry today, my guest, Richard Shepard. Tell us how you got started in the business.
Well, I went to NYU Film School, and when I was at NYU, I somehow managed to finagle an agent, and she said, come out to LA when you're done with college. So I went and started getting screenwriting work. Ended up writing for Francis Coppola, Penny Marshall, Warner Brothers, 20th Century Fox, Nickelodeon, Propaganda, basically being a screenwriter.
Let's talk about Mercy. How did you get this project off the ground?
Well, I had written the script about 5 years ago and optioned it to a number of producers in Hollywood with the studios. And after a while, I noticed that the film wasn't being made. It was just basically going through the development process, and the studios really wanted to soften the edges of the story, which was what was most interesting about it. So finally I said, you know what, I don't want to make it the way you want to make it. I want to make it the way I want to make it. So when the option last, I got the script back and decided to make it myself.
Why don't we take a look at the trailer now?
Hello?
If you ever want to see your daughter alive again, do the following things.
Don't hurt her. Please don't hurt her.
You must follow everything I tell you exactly. One late arrival, one strange police car, and she's dead.
What do I want? I want you to sweat! We want you to sweat! Do you want your daughter back? Do you want Nicole back? Then help me! Nicole knew the kidnappers. She trusted them enough to get into the car with them. They've got your money and they haven't given her back yet. That means it's personal.
This man does not understand what a hard time is, but I'm gonna teach him.
Do you remember what I look like? Because I don't want you to ever forget.
Mercy has a great look. It's like a big-budget studio film. It's not what you think of as a typical low-budget independent film.
I think people have this misconception that independent films have to be grainy and black and white and out of focus and about 20-somethings searching for the meaning of life, and I don't believe that at all. I think independent film means that you're just not making a normal studio product. You have a little bit of edge, you have a point of view, you're not going for the lowest common denominator. I mean, we made a movie that we think looks like any other film out there. It's just a little grittier, a little smarter, and a little more, I think, hip.
John Rubinstein, the star of Mercy, is a Tony Award winner. He's a well-known actor on Broadway. He's also known for his work in films like Someone to Watch Over Me and Another Stakeout. How did you get him as part of this film?
Well, we were really lucky in getting someone like John. It was really important to me that the film have great actors in it. And since I didn't have the money to go and cast, major stars, I had to go to people who I knew were considered excellent actors by the industry and who I knew would attract quality people. And I said, here was a great part for an actor. I went to John Rubinstein. I said, look, you've won a Tony Award, you've won Emmy Awards, you're really well respected, but this is a hell of a juicy film role. I can't pay you. I can't even fight in New York. I can't put you up. I can't do any of these things, but it's a great role. John read the script and said, all right, I want to do it. And once he did it, we got this amazing New York cast of actors who said, heck, if John Rubinstein's going to do it, I'm going to do it too.
When people watch Mercy, there are going to be some comparisons to another kidnapping film, Ransom. How do you feel about that?
Well, we made Mercy a good full year before Ransom even started shooting. I mean, we were at film festivals while they were in pre-production. But But what can you do? I mean, it's a $75 million movie with Mel Gibson, and it was a very high-profile film. I mean, I think if you look at the two films back to back, you'll say, well, there are some similarities, but Mercy is its own film. It's edgier, it's grittier, it's more on the street, it's tougher, and I think that, it works just as well.
What kind of a budget did you have?
So little, it's scary. I mean, basically, it was a credit card sort of lie, cheat, and steal, not necessarily in that order, get the movie made situation. I mean, there were times when we didn't even have enough money to print the dailies. We would shoot a day of film, we couldn't even see it because we had no money. I mean, at one point, I was sneaking off at lunch to the bank to max out my credit cards to pay for the lights.
Both films were shot on location in New York. Now, Ransom had an army for a production crew, and it had a budget of millions of dollars. Now, obviously, you didn't. So how did you go about doing what you did?
Well, I was joking recently that the lunch budget on Ransom for a week was probably our entire budget for our film. You know, Ransom went in and filmed in this building, and paying $100,000 a day to film in the building. A year before, when I was shooting Mercy, we snuck in and pretended we were a student film. I mean, we shot on the subways for free. We snuck in. We found out it cost $10,000 a day to shoot in the subways. I said, I can't afford that. So we took a small group onto the subway and jumped a turnstile and made it. So, it's just a different aesthetic on how you do it. But at the end of the day, you're still seeing New York City, you're still seeing great acting, you're still seeing a really good movie.
Once Mercy was finished, you showcased it at film festivals all across the country. It opened theatrically to excellent reviews and an enthusiastic audience response. And now we're getting ready to bring it out on video. What does video mean to you as a filmmaker?
Well, let me tell you something. You make a movie, you play it in film festivals, you get a theatrical release, but at the end of the day, more people are going to see your movie on video than anywhere else, and it means everything. I mean, I made my movie so people would see it, and to know at the end of the line, people are going to go in a video store and be able to rent it on a Friday night. I mean, I don't think people understand how important that is to filmmakers. We always know that at the end of the day, this is where people are actually going to see the movie. Everyone.
Meet Ole and Lemley.
Look, just do it, okay? Just shut up and do it.
Hey, don't tell me to shut up.
They're real good pals. One couldn't walk.
Are you okay? No!
The other couldn't see.
You can either listen to me, somebody who understands how to play this game, or you can listen to this guy with a clock on his hat.
You have a clock on your hat?
Damn straight.
One hated his job.
Can you turn that down a little bit, please?
The other hated his life. One had trouble finding a date.
You know how many times I've had sex since my accident? 5 times. That's 5 times in nearly 8 years. That's like 0.625 per year.
The other had trouble seeing his.
What does she look like?
She has like a space between her teeth, which is not a bad thing.
So they did the only sensible thing. They went whitewater rafting. Good luck.
Cripples and blind men don't enter raft races!
Gregory Hines.
Feel your heart. Huh? Huh? This is what it's all about, man.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Do you remember the Donner Party?
Good luck.
I haven't felt this good in a long time.
Your planning last night was good, but the execution was unnecessarily risky.
Yeah, well, you gotta have fun, right?
From John Woo, director of Broken Arrow.
You've all been brilliant children, but I need you to grow up.
When you live by a violent tradition.
Guess I should have figured this wasn't really about the noodle industry, huh?
If you're not family.
We walk, start a new life together.
You come after us like that.
You're the enemy.
If I stay here, I'm as good as dead.
You can't stop him unless you kill him.
The 3 of you will form our lead action team. You'll be part of an international crime-fighting unit.
I'm with Victor now.
What are you seeing, that guy?
I'm the true son.
You're going up against the old man, Leanne.
It's a violent world.
I'm guessing that they're not here for the Amway convention.
Why don't we just go and break him?
International crime just met a new triple threat.
What are we, the Three Musketeers?
All for one? And one for all?
John Woo's Once a Thief.
Like I would trust either of you.
From the legendary director who redefined action, John Woo. The Killer. Hard Target. Broken Arrow. And Face Off, starring Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. Millions of fans can't get enough. Now John Woo turns up the action. Once a Thief.